Hello everyone. Today I am presenting you information on a useful evidence-based website that focuses on preventative services. These recommendations are meant for clients with no signs or symptoms of the specific disease or condition. The U.S. Preventative Services Task Force, or Uspstf, is a panel of experts appointed by the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality. The purpose of this group is to provide evidence-based recommendations on preventative services such as screenings, counseling services, and preventative medications to improve the health of everyone. So let's get started by accessing the website. You can get to the website by typing in US Preventative Services Taskforce.org into your browser address bar, or you can also do a search on your web browser search engine using USPSTF and clicking the link. As you can see, I have the address already in my address bar, and I've already gone to the website. It takes you to the home page. On the left of the home page are your selection tabs. You can choose Home, Recommendations, Information for Health Professionals, Information for Consumers, Public Comments and Nominations, Methods and Processes, About the USPSTF, the Newsroom, and Announcements. We are going to start with the About page. Here you will find in-depth information about the task force. As I scroll down, you will see that there is a link to the letter grades. We're going to click that link. The task force gives letter grades to each of the recommendations. The grades link explains what each of the letter grades mean. Letter grades A and B are highly recommended. A C grade recommends selectively offering the service based on provider's judgment and the needs of the client. There is moderate benefit to the service with a C grade. D grade does not recommend the service, and I is insufficient evidence. Now let's go to the Recommendations tab. So let's click the tab here on our left. In this section, you can browse all recommendations, or you can search for a specific recommendation by topic. You can also see that they have frequently viewed topics, and then further down on the page is the Affordable Care Act and the recommendations for that. The Affordable Care Act shows the A and B recommendations link, and then you can also look up these links by date of approval. On the right side of the page here, you can see that we have a link to the mobile app, which is very similar to the application that I will show you in just a little bit. Right now we're going to start with the Browse All Published Recommendations here on our left. As I click this, you can see that we have numerous recommendations. You can set it to see 100 entries at a time if you so choose to do so. You can also search for your topic up here. I'm going to start by selecting abdominal aortic aneurysm screening. You can see it shows you what type of preventative service it is. Also has the year in which it was approved and what age group. If you didn't want to scroll through all of the recommendations, you also have the option here on the right to refine your search by using keywords, selecting an age group, gender, type of service, and a category. So let's click on that abdominal aortic aneurysm. Right here it gives you a recommendation summary. You can see the letter grades here on the left of the right of the recommendation summary. Population on the left, and then the recommendations in the middle. A B grade was given for the population of men ages 65 through 75 years of age who have ever smoked. It is recommended that they get a one-time screening for an aortic abdominal aneurysm by ultrasound. All the way down at the bottom, you can see women who have never smoked got a D grade, so it is not recommended as a routine screening. On the right of the screen, if you so choose, you can read the full recommendations, look up supporting evidence in regards to the screening, and look up the clinical summary. If you go to the Health Informations tab here on our left for health professionals, it gives you tools for primary care providers. You can get a link to the guide to community preventative services. You can go to the clinical preventative services of 2014, and then it also gives you the electronic preventative services tool selector. This tab leads you to other tools. Resources that you can find are the Healthy People 2020. On the right here is the widget. This widget is similar to the phone application. You have the option to download this to your website or to your clinical blog for use. What you need to do to access this is you put in the age of your client, we'll say 33, you select the sex of your client, if they are pregnant or not, if they are female, if they've ever been a tobacco user, and then you also select if they've been sexually active or currently sexually active. Click the submit button and it will lead you to all the recommendations for our search result. You can see that it shows A, B, C, D, and I recommendation tabs. The first set is A and B recommended, and we are going to look at cervical cancer screening, which is an A recommendation grade. So you click on the details here, and it gives you specific recommendations, frequency, and then risk factor information. There's a tab for clinical considerations that you can read through to help you decide the interval of screening, the type of screening, when the timing of screenings, and assessment risk. You can click the rationale button, which leads to the rationale of importance. And there is also a tools tab that gives you tools. You can actually get a consumer fact sheet and information for your patient on the selected disease process, and you can actually email these to your client. I'm going to close this tab now. The benefits of this website and mobile application include: they are free and provide you with the most up-to-date preventative service recommendations, has a quick recommendation summary that is easy to read. Both website and mobile app are easy to use. You have the ability to print or email resources to clients. Consumers have access. This concludes my presentation. I'd like to thank you for your time, and I hope that you found this information useful.